There may be a situation, this is phase number 2, where your problem, your marital discord needs to go out. You need a second opinion. What do we do in this situation? Allah Almighty gives instructions if the matter needs escalation. He said, from Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4 as well, وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ شِقَاقَ بَيْنِهِمَا. If you fear a disagreement between husband and wife, what do? فَبَعَثُوا حَكَمًا مِنْ أَهْلِهِ وَحَكَمًا مِنْ أَهْلِهَا. Then send for an arbitrator from his family and an arbitrator from her family. إِن يُرِيدَا إِصْلَاحًا. If they truly want to reconcile, the intention is there, what will happen? يُوَفِّقِ اللَّهُ بَيْنَهُمَا. Allah will make it happen. So the priority is to not go into Google, is to not make it the chit-chat of conversation, is to not speak to your neighbor about your problem. No. Take an arbitrator from your side and an arbitrator from her side and allow them to discuss. By the way, these arbitrators who come in to resolve your problem with your husband or wife does not have to be a scholar in their religion. Does not have to be a PhD holder in Sharia. Doesn't have to be Mufti so-and-so. Getting hold of them is very difficult these days. All this person has to be is an individual who has the best interest of your family in mind, who has the best interest of your family in mind. And number 2, they have to be wise. They have to have some hikmah to them. A few grey hairs to their beards and to their heads. A few years on they're carrying a few years behind them of experience. They know how to manage a situation like this. Right? There's wisdom there. Wise enough to realize that the tears of a woman are not necessarily an indication that the husband is guilty. And the loud and roaring voice of a husband is not necessarily an indication that the wife is guilty. They can see beyond these things. A wise arbitrator. Wise that they know how to manage a situation like this. And I've seen some of our elders, mashallah, they set a fine example in arbitrating between their children who are disputing with one another. And the way they arrange their thoughts. And you've seen two couples when they are fighting, they're shouting, they're all foaming from their mouth and they're speaking over each other and so much is being said about each other, and within that 1 hour sitting, he's mentioned 100 things and she's mentioned 100 things, and from the past, present, future, finances, socializing, and you don't know how to arrange this. No, this arbitrator knows how to arrange that conversation. And they will say, for example, hold on, stop a minute. Dear sister, stop there. Give me the main issues, not the minor ones. Give me the main issues, please, and list them out that you are bothered with respect to your husband. And brother, same thing. Give us the main issues that aggravate you from your wife. Usually you will find, and this is my short experience, they will struggle to find 3. Sometimes they're big issues, but they don't usually go beyond 3. We say main, remove this one, remove this one. We can discuss these issues, main issues that will affect the future of the relationship. They will mention 1, 2, sometimes 3. Okay, good. Now we want you please to list the things that you would like to change about your spouse. If you had a magic wand, astaghfirullah, you're able to change something in your spouse overnight, what would it be? And they will have a verbal diarrhea here. They will give you a few things that needs to be changed about them. And then you say to them, can you help us with now a list of a few things that you need to change about yourself? Or sometimes you may reword that by saying a few things that you admire about your spouse. Give us now a few things that you admire about your spouse. And here, subhanallah, it's like there's an amnesia that affects them, like they've been hit by a truck and there's this memory loss. I can't remember anything positive. So you may need to give them a hand here. And a wise arbitrator will give them a hand. Does he not provide an income? Does he not do this? Does he not do that? And also your wife, does she not do this? Does she not do that? Yes, yeah, she does. Okay, let's add that to the list. And this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Oh, look, we have about 30. And then the problem is solved. Why? Because they begin to realize that the khair that Allah has blessed me with drowns the negatives that I've just listed. It drowns them. It's gone, it's washed away. And then you ask the question, those things that you want to change about them, and you want to change about yourself, are they good things or bad things? No, they're good things. Are they pleasing to Allah or not? Yes, they're pleasing to Allah. So change the mindset. Don't make it, why should I change for him, for her? Make it, I want to change for Allah. Because they are pleasing to Him. So I will change for Him. Allahu Akbar. See, when you have a wise arbitrator, so many problems could be evaded and so many families could be fixed. Moral of the story, brothers and sisters, please don't make your relationship the chit-chat of your community. Be very careful who you share your marital problems with. I know it is very tempting to speak to your friend, your neighbor, about your grievances. Why? Because they're gonna clap and cheer for you. They're gonna share the battle cry with you. They're gonna double down on your desire to kill your spouse. They will agree with everything you say and sympathize. That is rarely helpful advice. They don't know your situation. And they rarely have the wisdom to deal with your situation. And I compare a friend who tries to give you advice about your marriage, more often than not, to a spectator in a football game, a fan. He's not in the game. He's not perspiring. He doesn't have the pressure to score. Doesn't have the media, the limelight on his head, her head. You're just a spectator. You can sit down and watch. You can cheer, you can jeer. You can get up and go to the bathroom. If you wish, you can go and get a hot dog. A halal one, HMC. Or if you get bored of the game, you can just walk out. The player can't do that. In the marriage, the husband and wife, they are the guys on the pitch. And all of the guys who are giving advice, your friends, who have your best interest in mind apparently, they're just spectators. They don't know what it's like to be in your situation. They don't have the experience of the elders. They don't have the knowledge of the religion as per what is right and what is wrong in each circumstance. They don't have years of experience on their back. They haven't even bothered to ask you about what does your husband, your wife have to say about this? We haven't heard from them. You're just happy that they support you? This is a very ignorant, short-sighted way to deal with a marital problem. By just speaking about it. These are the matters of your home. Don't allow it to become the chit-chat of social media and your friends. And I would really be interested to see if there is a study out there that's actually looked at the percentage of relationships that could have been saved but failed because of bad marital advice. So be careful who you choose when asking for advice, dear brothers and sisters. A wise person from his family and a wise person from her family.